Grief doesn't always end just because you lost something a time ago. Maybe your mom passed years ago, or maybe she was never truly there for you to begin with. But the feelings of a loss may still be there, especially when you feel like you're mothering without a map. You're not broken because you still miss her, and you're not weak for grieving what you wish you had. In this video, we'll talk about how grief shows up, even years later, and how you can start healing, whether you lost your mom or never really had the kind of mom you needed in the first place. We're going to talk about how losing your mother or growing up without the kind of mothering you needed can deeply affect who you are, especially when you're a mom yourself. Why this grief can still hit hard, even if you're a seasoned mom who knew this day would come when you would lose her. How to start healing so you can parent with more confidence, connection, and compassion without carrying guilt or isolation. Whether your loss is recent, long ago, or rooted in what you never received, this video will help you understand your grief and give you ways to move forward gently. Grief doesn't always yell. Sometimes it's just a shadow, quiet, persistent, following you through all the moments where your mom should have been. I've spoken with moms in my practice who felt fine for years until they gave birth or dropped their child off at college or got sick, and suddenly that shadow was everywhere. The loss hits all over again. Those milestone moments have a way of shining a light on what's missing. That's why this kind of grief can feel so big even decades later. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Number one, grieving a mother isn't just about death. It's about absence. Grief can come from many forms of loss. Losing your mom through death, having an emotionally unavailable, abusive, or absent mother, feeling the absence of a good mom as a role model, even if she is alive. This is grief over what was and also what was never there. Number two, grief often reappears at milestones, even later in life. The birth of a child, major illness or stress, parenting struggles, especially when you want to call your mom and can't. Even as a seasoned mom, trying to parent teens, becoming a grandmother, or caring for your own aging self. This grief reactivates, not because you're doing something wrong, but because these moments remind you how much mothering matters and what you are not getting. This grief can show up in your parenting. You might have unresolved feelings of loss if you overcompensate, trying to be perfect, or the opposite, fearing you're becoming your mother, feeling alone in decision-making or doubting yourself constantly, being emotionally reactive or detached when stress rises, struggling to accept support, nurturance, or praise. Are you uncomfortable if somebody offers to help even when you need help? Your grief may be driving your parenting behavior, you even realizing it. Number four, self-compassion is not optional, it's essential. If you are grieving while parenting, you have a double load. If your mom didn't model compassion, you'll need to build it yourself. Self-compassion lowers shame and allows for healing and new patterns to develop. Talk to yourself the way you wish she had talked to you, and practice this. We have no delete button in our brain, so you can't control what pops in there, but you can notice that it wasn't very compassionate, and then talk to yourself in the way you wish you had a mother talk to you. Number five, you need and deserve other sources of mothering. Identify who else can offer some of what you need. Friends, mentors, therapists, coaches, older moms maybe in your life. Healing comes not from replacing your mother, but from creating a nurturing network now. You can mother yourself and receive mothering from others. It's not selfish, it's essential. Number six, grief can be a catalyst for growth. Losing your mom or realizing what you lacked can fuel your desire to show up differently for your family. You get to decide what cycles to break and what kind of mother you want to be. That doesn't erase the pain, but it does give it meaning. This can be the beginning of a new legacy, one that starts with you. Grieving your mother, whether through loss or absence, isn't something you just get over, but you can learn to live with it in a way that helps you feel grounded, supported, and more like the mother you want to be. The next question many women ask me is, if I didn't have a strong role model, how do I figure out how to parent? And how do I stop comparing myself to everyone else? Stay tuned and we'll talk about how to find your parenting voice without falling into the trap of self-doubt or perfectionism.